Good day, everyone. Ali's here from Safi Financial Network. Today is July 14, 2023. Here is S&P 500 weekly chart. We are just coming end of this week, and half of the month of July was pretty positive month so far. So market is going higher and higher, and everyone just deploy money into some momentum stocks like a growth stocks, FANG stocks, and also technology semiconductors were leader for the last rally, especially for the last 2 3 months, especially after March, which is this bottom. But I think we are just getting into a decisive moment for the market to see if we are just going to continue this rally all the way up to double top or even new all-time high, which I don't think that's going to happen still for Nasdaq and S&P, but we are not forecasting or predicting. I'm just coming up with a weekly and daily analysis, and probably I would be wrong. Well, I was wrong for the maximum target. I thought that market we have like a nice rally in 2023, but to be honest, I didn't expect that this rally is going to be that strong like this and stretch out to here. I thought that rally is going to be done here, somewhere around here, and then August top could be kind of like the pivotal point for the lower low. But I was wrong, and market just stretched out nicely. But still, I'm just looking for a reversal is happening. I'm not this July or August, probably summer, after summer. I mean, like a September, October, that could be a reversal point, and we should see based on the price action if it's going to be just a corrective move to the downside, or that's going to be just the beginning of the next leg down to the lower low. So before that, before hitting any levels, I'm not just forecasting about the bear market or bull market. My general idea is going to be we are still in a top situation. Still, we are at a very, very high interest rate, and probably this July month, Federal Reserve is going to increase another 25 basis, which is going to be the highest rate for the last 22 years. And that's very, very dangerous, just because whenever we are above 5%, no matter what economy situation are, whenever we are above 5% interest rate, so that's going to be dangerous for the market, and they're going to break something. And this time, I would say, is not exceptional. There is exception. There are some exceptions that you can call for this time. But again, amount of liquidity just to drain out from the market. Interest rate is high. Job market is pretty compressive, and it's very hot. So that's why Federal Reserve just pushing on the pedal, and they're just going for more interest rate, or even they're going to stay longer than everyone is expecting, just because they want to just cool down the economy situation. And that cool down means recession. So Federal Reserve is asking for mild recession. And when they're saying mild recession, we still remember transitory inflation. And we are still dealing with that one. So at least for the short term, well, for the result, most of the time I was wrong, and they're wrong still. But the recent one was transitory inflation, and still we are dealing with it. And when everyone's just yelling, "Hey, we are getting into inflation with this printing money," they said, "No, this is going to be a transitory." And right now they're just increasing the rate and fighting against the workers, laborers, just because of their bad job, and they're not responsible for their job. That's the bottom line. Anyway, so right now market just going up, so we have got this weekly uptick, nice consolidation to the upside, but here is going to be the pivotal point, very, very interestingly, going into this white range bar. And this white range bar, which is going to be January 2022, which was one of the biggest white range bar that I've ever seen after COVID crash. Even during COVID crash, we just see something like that. But after that, so we didn't see something like this. But this tells us that weekly pattern is very, very bearish, and obviously we hit to here, to the lower low. But right now, the lower low could be here, somewhere around here. And sorry, higher low is going to be somewhere around here. If it's still above a 4,200, again, based on my analysis, if we are getting into this area, let's say 4,200, and we just hold this area and getting back to higher high, this means we are just getting into a higher low and then higher high for 4,800 and even above. But if we get to 4,200, so this is going to be a bear scenario, and then consolidating and break through to the downside. So that is going to be the beginning of the next leg down, if you ask me, to 32 to 3,400. So we will see how it goes. But right now, we are in kind of like very, very decisive moment. Still, I'm looking for a corrective move, a small corrective move to the downside for the next rally to the upside. And that could be stretched into August and also September as well. But after September, I should say September, October could be very, very volatile. And during September, October, every single time we get nice buying opportunity. And I think that that's not going to be exception this time as well. And this time would be kind of like the scenario that we get a sell-off, but it depends how much we are just getting into downside and how much we are getting into a buying opportunity. So we will see how it goes. Right now, market just to keep the momentum to the upside. We have a divergence from the price and moving averages, and that is kind of like tricky just because whenever we hit this level of the divergence, like whenever a price is getting a diverge from the moving average, look at that. So here's the distance. So whenever we got this rally, we are just to pull back to SMA 20, which is exactly coming along to this area. So I'm saying like we can see a sharp decline to here, and that sharp decline, to be honest, that would be ideal scenario for a buying opportunity. When we have this sharp decline to here, to 42 to SMA 20, so the next leg up is coming again. When we have like a sharp decline here to SMA 20, we get a nice rally after that. So I'm just looking for, to be honest, a sharp decline to here, which is coming along with this breakout level, coming along this August top and also SMA 20. So on a weekly basis, that would be a fantastic buying opportunity, if you ask me. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, momentum is pretty bullish. Look at the RSI just goes back up nicely, consolidating. We are at like a higher high in the price, but RSI in weekly chart just shows a lower high. So we'll see if this divergence work out, the downside for a corrective move, or it's going to be just the beginning of the crash. So we'll see how it goes. Stochastic, we're just sliding on the overbought condition, which gives us a good momentum, good bullish momentum to the upside. MACD already is in bullish momentum, so there is no doubt about it. And IMI is just flipping down, which is kind of like scary, just because whenever we flip down for IMI, it's gonna be just interesting to see how market is gonna react. Could be a corrective move, something like this, or could be a crash like this. So IMI is kind of like a leading indicator. It's not lagging. I know lots of people are saying with these indicators you don't have like a leading indicator, but this is kind of like the scenario. For example, for COVID crash, we just got into this area. So if I want to show you, so before this top, IMI top and then coming down, and obviously you saw that. So here is again another scenario. I'm not sure if this is going to be the same time like this happening in IMI, and here is another one. So we're just forming another one, and I'm not sure if an even price is going to fall down like this. We need to have a big fundamental news like a COVID crash, which was exceptional, but I'm just looking for a corrective move, something like this. And we can see here, for example, in RMI, so we have got this scenario as well. So we have got this scenario as like going down, and also here as well. So here's another one. So that's going to be just a corrective move to here, corrective move to the downside, and then sliding on the overbought condition and market just going up. So we'll see how it goes with these indicators, but all in all, based on the price action, so we can see that right now we are into this pivotal point, and also we are in this wide range bar. And also, I just want to show you here. Here is the fib level from this top to this bottom. We are just hitting a 78% Fibonacci, which is pretty close, like a 45.32. We just hit a 45.28. just 5 points distance from 78% Fibonacci. And everyone knows that when I'm just talking about 78% Fibonacci, what do I mean? Like, we should see a reversal happening. I don't know if it's going to be just a corrective move or crash, but obviously we hit this level, and this is very, very important level for the market. Moving on to the daily chart, and daily chart, just we got a reversal point exactly on, well, not exactly, just because this level, as I said, is very, very important. We are in a danger zone, so any reversal could be interesting to see if there is a follow through or not. So right now, I think we are just hitting the top, intermediate top, and we can go down for the first level of 44.20. That's going to be the level that I'm looking for based on the daily chart. And this is going to be based on this pattern. So if we break down, you should see a sharper decline coming down to 42 to 4,300. So if we get below 42, 4,300, that's going to be interesting because that's going to be just the lower low happening. But if we hold this area and then market reversing back up, so that sharp pullback gave us buying opportunity, and we need to just take it as like a buying opportunity. So I'm just waiting for this one. The first level is going to be 44, 44.12, but the next level is going to be 42 to 4,300. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the Nasdaq weekly chart. I have like a cycle workout for this. I just want to show you, pretty interesting. So here is the bottom of the market, COVID crash. Here is the top of the market, November 2021. And from here to here, exactly the same cycle goes back here, shows us the next, probable next pivotal point. And we are there, right there. We are just hitting this week. We just hit this time frame. And I'm not sure if it's going to just work out something like this and then coming down, or kind of like a small pullback. And then we can see another leg up, probably to the all-time high. But regardless of if you are getting into corrective move or a crash, we are at a very, very important cycle time-wise. So from this bottom to this top, exactly the same time frame, scaling, we just copy this one here, we just get to this level. So market always have frequency. If you just didn't come to my, well, I had like a lesson, workshop, I think 2-3 years ago about how cycle works. And I just explained a lot on that workshop. So we went through lots of cycles, lots of analysis, lots of interesting example. So this is one of the simple one, and you can see that we are just getting into this time frame. And right now, I'm just looking for a price to confirm that. The wrong thing about the cycle that everyone has expectation about the cycle is when we get to the cycle, everyone just getting into short position or long position. It could be a long position. This is very, very dangerous because cycle just can play out with one candle and then going up. So we don't know exactly if it's gonna just be happening like a crash, something like this, flash crash, something like this, or a small pullback like this. So we have, even in this cycle, if you just go back, we've got the same thing, that it didn't work out like for next 2-3 weeks and then coming down after that. So even it can happen. Or for this one, it didn't work out, like just I think it, well, obviously it didn't work out, or probably that works out with like a bottoming formation here. So we don't know exactly if this is going to be at the top, this is going to be at the bottom, the cycle just a hit here, and then we just like getting into the bull market. So this is going to be the top, but top obviously was here, and we are just getting to a corrective move to the downside. If you remember, this is 2018, kind of like interest rate hike, and Federal Reserve just smashed the market to the downside, and so on. So again, based on this, I'm not expecting market just to reversing back down sharply next week. It could, but it doesn't mean that when cycle hits there, we should see a reversal happening just the next day. I'm just expecting cycle. We are at the period of cycle. So let's give us like a 5-week window to this cycle, and we are in this 5 weeks. So we are just at the center of it. So we'll see how it goes based on that. Okay, so this is the Nasdaq weekly chart. Obviously, we just got into this top of the breakout. So this is the breakout to the downside. And nicely, we are just getting into overbought condition. But look at the divergence here. So we have got a divergence on the top. So let me just delete this cycle-wise as well. So stochastic, we got a reversal, but it's not confirming yet. So that reversal confirmation is from the weekly chart, and that could just stretch to 4 or 5 weeks after that. So we can see a reversal confirmed with price action. Right now, it's just hitting on this doji bar in this interesting breakout level. So we got into this. Lots of people just got caught here, and that's why we are seeing a selling pressure probably in Nasdaq for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Because lots of people just got into break even. They thought that this is going to be a good corrective move, and we buy, and then boom, coming down nicely, going all the way down to here, and everyone just expecting as like, oh boy, this is bad. This is not good. So when we get to this V-shaped recovery, a lot of people just getting into break even, and they just want to get out of the market and selling their position in a break even prices. So we'll see how it goes. But based on this, I should say a corrective move could be predictable for the next 2 or 3 weeks, at least for now. Moving on to daily chart, which shows us a bigger picture of what's happening for today. And today we got just the topping tail on top, which is very, very fantastic price action. However, volume was pretty light. So whenever we hit the light volume and this topping tail, I should say we're just getting into corrective move to here, to downside to 15,000. If we get again like S&P, if we get below this, which is kind of like a 15,000, below 15,000, and pull back, coming back down to here, 14,000. So we should see some kind of like a bottom information. If we don't get a bottom information, we get it stretched down to here, that would be the beginning of a new bear market. So just keep an eye on this. We have got some levels, and we should just keep an eye on this every day, every week. But right now, there is no worries. So we are still looking for a pullback for buying opportunity. But again, if we get below this, so just wait for here and see how market is going to react to this. Probably we just get a reaction and nicely going back up and then coming down. So that is dangerous as well because this rally failed. But if we get like to this here, so any pullback could be a buying opportunity. Right now, I should say just keep an eye on the first level, which is going to be 15,000. So 15,000, let's see how it goes. And we will move on based on that. Moving on to the Dow Jones, which I believe still is going to be the best among the other one. I know price-wise, everyone just happy with Nasdaq, but pattern-wise, look at that. So here is nice reverse head and shoulder. We're just getting into this. Oh, let me just go with weekly, just because weekly shows very, very interesting pattern. So Dow Jones weekly chart, it just show a very, very nice. This is institution level. And this institution level is very interesting because if it goes down, that would be very, very aggressive. It can go down to here, which is going to be a bear scenario. But in bullish scenario, we can just rip up to the upside pretty nicely. And I'm kind of like inclined to bullish scenario because we're seeing this reverse head and shoulder, first of all. And also the bigger picture, we are just forming a nice bottoming formation, nice flag here as well. So we can go in different patterns that make a case for Dow. It's just hitting the better price action pattern wise, but we need to close above this 34,900. So 34,900 is gonna be the level. If we break above this, any pullback could be a buying opportunity for possible double top or new all-time high to 38, 39,000. But we will see how it goes with this consolidation because I'm really interested. I'm really keen to see how this plays out. This week was amazing for Dow, and today we got a nice banking earnings as well. So they all beat earnings and revenues. and pretty nice earnings for them as well. So we'll see how it goes. Price action wise, we are just momentum wise, we are just losing the momentum, which is kind of like a usual for consolidation. And we are not hitting higher high, so we don't see any divergence. So that's the good thing for the Dow. And we're just showing a consolidation here as well. The momentum just sliding here. So any ripping to the either side, that could be very, very interesting and aggressive. So we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of like, as I said, inclined to the bull side for Dow, but a corrective move could be happening even with this uptrend. So daily chart, we just got into this area, and Dow just to show better performance today compared to the other ones. I see lots of reversal happening, semiconductors, the technology we will get in a bit. But this one, just the Dow showing kind of like a bull flag, and we are just holding above this pivotal point, which is a good for bulls, but still we are below this and below this. So we need to get above 35,000, let's say, to just make sure that we are getting set up for a bull case, at least for now. Moving on to some individual names, starting with yield. So yield just went up today, nicely coming back up. So we got into this breakout level. So nicely technically, we're just having a bounce. And this bounce could be just a stretch to 4.9 and then coming down, which I believe is going to happen. So we're just in a corrective move for the treasury, and we'll see even more in Dixie as well. So when bond yield is up, treasury is going to be down. So obviously treasury just went down today. It's not that bad, just after a nice move to the upside. We just need to see more consolidation or even corrective move for the next tackle to 103. When treasury is down, when yield is up, obviously we can see pressure on gold, but it was not that strong. So gold just went down. I believe gold went down just a $5. Yeah, $5, and it's just consolidating here. So as long as we are above 1937, we should be fine. So just keep an eye on this level, 1937 for gold in the daily close. If we get below this, then keep an eye on this, and then we can go all the way down to here. But as long as we are above this, I have no concern about this. And I think gold just formed the bottom here, to be honest. I'm not expecting this bottom will be broken for a long time, at least for a couple of months. Crude just went down, engulfing. As I said yesterday, we are just getting into this decisive moment supply area. So crude just reacting nicely, and also SMA 200 here as well. So those two factors are coming along for this corrective move. And also we had breakout levels. So breakout, a cool pullback or cool down to this area, and we can just set up for a higher high as well. So we'll see how it goes. The next tackle could be interesting. Dixie. So VIX or VIXI, this one is getting VIXI these days. It doesn't have like any movement to the upside. Even when market was weak, VIXI was weak as well. So 27 cents down. So I'm just looking for kind of like a lower low, then spiking up nicely. We can get to $20 or so. So just keep an eye on that one. Dixie, just at 18 cents to the upside, just find a bottom information here. It's pretty normal when you see a sharp sell-off like this. You're just getting back to this area, and we should see just a pullback. So it's got to be just a pullback, nothing more. Moving on to technology sector. So starting with Magma. Magma index shows the top information here. If you ask me, just this is a very, very interesting level for sellers, and market just reacted very well. So this is a very, very sharp advance to the upside, a very, very nice move. And we don't have any corrective move like this, just once. We didn't get after that. So even this one, just a small consolidation, pullback, and then sharp rally to the upside. So we need to see a corrective move to here, or at least to here. I would be happy to see even 10-15% to the downside here. Then we can just get a nice setup or W pattern here for the upside move. So we'll see how it goes. Apple just 15 cents down, up. It's not that bad, not good, just the consolidating. Amazon just 38 cents up. Look at the top information here. We got into this area. We have this area for a while, and I think that we are just in the top information as well. So as I said, lots of reversal is happening. This is nice to tweezer top. Meta just nicely coming down, confirming yesterday price action. So we'll see how it goes. Microsoft, look at the candle, double top and coming down. Google just sharply coming down after hitting this shadow on the top here as well. So Netflix, $8.48 to the downside, engulfing on the top. Tesla as well, so hitting the double top, coming down. Semiconductors. It's interesting because I'm just following this sector a lot. Semiconductors, I believe, hitting kind of like the top information here, and they can go down, but still early. But price action wise, they're just giving us a very, very strong warning. Stocks, the same pattern. So bearish engulfing on the top. If we get another reversal, that could be ugly. The reason that I'm looking at the semis, there are two stocks that are very, very interesting. So TSM is kind of like one of them. Not one of them, but TSM is the biggest one, the biggest semiconductor manufacturer in the world, and they're just far away from their all-time high. So as you see here, it's just coming down as well. So if it didn't go even to this wide range bar, it's just testing this green light and then coming down. But one of the biggest stocks that I'm just looking at in semiconductor world is AMD. So AMD, look at that. It was 5%, almost 5% positive today. But look at the tail on the top here. So AMD just hit the top, if you ask me. So I was saying probably we'll see ABC up. So this is kind of like a corrective move, ABC up. And this is A, this is a B, this is a C, and this one completed its corrective move to the upside. And we are just heading down to 92, 95, and we can just add more shares there. So we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of interested to see this one coming down, especially to this area. So we'll see how it goes. NVIDIA just $5 down today. So hitting new all-time high, coming down, failed to hold. So this happens once, and then we got a small corrective move to here. We got another small corrective move to here. The obvious divergence here in NVIDIA, so if it goes below this pivot, which is 400, that is very, very ugly. And I think NVIDIA just will have a sharp sell-off to the downside. Texas Instrument, $2.20 to the upside, to the downside. This is kind of like a reversal formation. Interesting pivot. So this stock is forming very, very nicely. And Lam Research, just 26 cents upside, but again, not strong pattern. Moving on to the financials. Financials, it was strong at the beginning. So banking sector just came up with earnings. They were pretty strong, good, nothing fundamentally wrong. But XLF just getting into this resistance area. So this is a nice engulfing pattern on the top. So we can see some pullback here for the financials, and it's coming down as well. KBE, 74 cents to the downside. This one as well. So I'm just looking for a more downside for here to 36 and then coming back up. So we'll see how it goes. KRE, which is a regional bank. This one is in pullback as well. So engulfing to get to this distribution level. So this distribution can work out some nicely here. We need to see a higher low here. So if you see a higher low, that would be pretty interesting because we can see another, just a breakout, nice breakout to the upside. So we'll see how it goes. JP Morgan, 90 cents to the upside. But look at the candle, just a hit here, 152 coming down, still above this, but price action wise, it's not that good. Goldman Sachs, $2.49 downside. Bank of America, 56 cents to the downside. All of them just hit the expectation, and also Wells Fargo as well, 15 cents. Look at that. So it goes to our level, exactly middle of this, going to this hidden supply area. This supply area, this is a breakout level, nicely reacting to that level as well. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the gold miners. Gold miners GDX, 23 cents to the downside, just hitting the intermediate top. GDXJ as well, so 28 cents to the downside. Nothing bad, nothing good. AEM, 36 cents to the downside. NEF, 49 cents downside. And Franco-Nevada, just 68. And Gold Barrick, 25 cents to the downside. I believe they can be outperformer for the rest of the year, but they need to work out for some basic level. We had a nice move to the upside, and still we need to hold this area as well. So if we hold this pivotal point, you can see just the higher low, and then we can just move up to $20 and more. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the last sector for today, energy, just $2 down XLE. So confirming this is going to be just intermediate top, and we will see how it goes. XOP, pretty sharp sell-off to $4.79 to the downside. This is interesting because this is very, very well played out with this pivotal point. Usually they don't when we have like a breakout about SMA 20, but seems like this one want to backtest this area as well. So we'll see how it goes. And moving on to the OIH, $5.25 to the downside. Exxon, just a $3.60 to the downside. So Exxon is not in a good shape. So this is a gigantic, I think, bear flag for the Exxon, and Exxon can go down. And this pattern just forms very, very bearish. To be honest, it can go, if it take out this pivotal point, it can go all the way down to here. So we'll see how it goes. And Chevron, just a Chevron, $3.93 to the downside. So this is the same like Exxon. And Oxy, just a $2.06 to the downside. Reversal is happening still, better than Chevron and Exxon. Rig just 3% to the downside. So we just sold out very, very nicely at the top, and we're just waiting for pullback. I'm just expecting pullback at least for this level or $7, and we will see how it goes. Okay, I think I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.